So today, I'm going to share with you, from our family's perspective, our journey with Alzheimer's.
When she started acting unusual,
Yeah, very different.
strange, not age appropriate anymore.
Can you describe something?
Yeah, I remember one time we went shopping and we bought two tops. Back in the day, in the 70s, two tops and halter tops were really big for age group. And I remember we went shopping and came home with those items, and Mom was like, she was gonna go buy her the same thing, a two tops and halter tops, and we're like, you can't do that. You know, you're a mom, you're old, you just can't do that. But for whatever reason, everything we came home with, it could be a purse, shoes, she would want the exact same item. And I just thought that was a real odd behavior. And to be honest, it started happening after her surgery.
But our mother had a brain aneurysm.
Yes.
I think I was 12 or 13 because I was in junior high school, and I remember them calling me to the office, saying that my mother, she had the brain surgery after the aneurysm. She had the aneurysm in church. Teachers
with me, and she started screaming, and I thought she was experiencing the Holy Ghost. And I was like, wow, this is the first time I've ever seen my mom like get the Holy Ghost. And she was screaming, and then I realized this ain't no Holy Ghost, because she didn't stop screaming. And she was holding her head and was saying her head was hurting. And to be honest, all my life Mom had migraines.
That was another thing.
And that's how
high blood pressure
and migraines. And I remember always tying the bandana around her head and putting a knot like into the temple.
Yes.
Always.
And you can never get it tight enough. It
always
has to be super tight. So we're saying these things, one, because, we have to not rehearse this. I just said that I wanted to talk about Alzheimer's. But we're saying this to say there are some symptoms, some factors that can lead up to your loved one getting Alzheimer's. Because from what we understand now, our mother had early onset Alzheimer's. People generally, and those in our family who have had other forms of a dementia, have started in their 80s, where you start seeing, a little slip here and some, senility there. But she got early onset Alzheimer's because this church, when she had the aneurysm in church, Mama was how old? So this was if I was 13 and Mama was about 40 years older than me, she had to be in her late 50s. Oh my gosh, she was like our age.
I think she was about 60, late 50s, or like right at 60. Some early time like that.
Are we understanding what we're saying now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was us.
That was like right about now.
Enjoying this video? Well, please take the time to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell right next to it so you'll be alerted of all my new videos. Thank you.
But I remember one time coming home from college. I don't know if I was still in college. I graduated. I probably was in college. And Mama came stepping around the corner. And now she's 70s. With a halter top. And not physically fit. Our mom wasn't like one of them 70s. Where you'd be like, woo, she's like, beautiful woman. Our mother was very beautiful. I'll put up some pictures. But absolutely inappropriate. Age inappropriate.
Yeah. And
body inappropriate.
To double digits.
But then try to put on like some jeans, like what I had brought. And I was like, she said, well, you can wear it, I can wear it. I was like, no. But that's when we started seeing just behaviors of this nature that were unlike her. It wasn't like her. She hadn't done these things in the past. She hadn't wanted to mimic her children. Had you heard of Alzheimer's?
We just knew something was wrong with Mom. Mom would be looking at a commercial, and then she would make the commercial be real life for her. For instance, we saw the Tidy Cat commercial, and she said she had a little black cat named Mr. Tinglyweeks. And I'm like, we never had a cat in our life. We've never had a cat.
Oh, I
And she would always say she had a black cat named Mr. Tinglywinks, and it was the Tidy Cat commercial. And people was like, y'all, I'm like, no, that's not quite true. We didn't have a diagnosis, so we didn't know it was dementia or anything. We just knew something was wrong.
And I did not remember, I don't remember hearing that story, so that's even affecting me now. Because, you know, sometimes we would just go with the story to save the embarrassment, to save face for our mother, and then maybe we would argue about it later. I remember distinctly as these incidents started happening more, I remember Dad used to be like, "Yo, you and your mama arguing with you. All you have to do is argue." But it became like, and I was very close to my
were
mother.
young.
I literally was just like the favorite. We were always close. But I don't remember us ever arguing until this illness started happening.
But we didn't know what was wrong. So
No, we didn't
in
know
arguing, we were trying to get her straight, to
truth.
tell the truth.
Yes.
Like, she wanted to wash clothes, and she was like, the wash machine is broken. They're going to call a repairman, and the wash machine wasn't broken. She was turning the knob backwards. I'm like, it's never going to work. And Dad was like, we just leave her alone. I'm like, but it's not broken. I mean, we didn't understand why, so the compassion was not there. Because, and we were young. All these were signs, and again, in our community as we grew up, there is no such word as dementia and Alzheimer. We didn't know what that was.
That had Alzheimer's.
Nobody.
Now you can throw a quarter and hit somebody.
Everybody.
They say, "Oh, my grandmother has Alzheimer's. My mom." Which is one of the reasons why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Do you remember my friend Wanda?
Yes.
And shout out to Wanda.
Yes.
Wanda, I think Wanda Thomas. A godsend. By this time, I was living in Los Angeles, and Mama her behavior and mind and things were way more. Oh, Johnson.
Wanda Johnson, yes.
So Wanda Thomas.
Yes, Wanda Johnson in Los Angeles.
Johnson in Los Angeles. God bless you.
Hey, Wanda.
Hey, Wanda. A special shout out to you. Make sure you see this. And she's the one that introduced the word Alzheimer's to us. And I have been telling Wanda, and she called a woman who literally was involved with people and patients who were diagnosed with Alzheimer's and who were living with Alzheimer's. It was still very new to us. And she asked the woman to come over. Nobody charged us. There was no type of fees or anything. She came over to my house when my parents were in town. And as a favor, she said, "I'm going to talk to your folks." And I remember her talking, and it was as if my mother was not there, but because my mother still wasn't grasping that this is what was happening to her. It was like she would check out sometimes. She'd be there, but not, like there. And this woman sat down and told my daddy, and I was sitting across from them. And I remember you could see that knowing look, like the things that she was describing was already happening. But the thing that was the most sobering that it hurt me to see my daddy hear it. She said, "And this is what's coming." But the thing about it is, it prepped my daddy for what could happen and actually did happen. And it was even worse than what we thought, because it just was a lot. But it definitely prepped him, I think, mentally. So he might have gone home somber, I'm sure, because that's when I would say a mild case of depression started for me. When I started realizing, my mother, this is the road that's going to happen. What's going to happen to our relationship? She had nicknamed me Poochie Woo, and I called her Poochie. I was like, whoa, what's about to happen? So that lady painted a really devastating picture.